Are you in a toxic relationship where the person is blaming you for everything, putting you down, always making you wrong, not looking at you with love, using you for sex and not actually valuing you, not being there for you when you are going through hard times, not honoring your relationship, going out and not caring to share with you, triangulating and talking to others to get at you, love bombing you when they've got it wrong and not actually dealing with any of the issues, gaslighting you when they bring up the issues. You don't deserve any of that. But so many of us who have had adversity have gone through life feeling that we are not worthy, and we are, so we get used to being treated badly and accept that. So I want us to have a few ideas of how we can break up in a healthy way that is honoring. So let me have a look at it. Okay, let's go through the different things that are really helpful. Now, I once broke up with a guy who, I remember one day I counted that he insulted me in 5 different ways, saying I was a hippo, I looked like a frog. He just kept making gestures and slights against me that made me feel so uncomfortable. And when I shared with him, they were uncomfortable. He was just like, oh, it's just banter. It's just a joke. Why can't you just take a joke? And that level of invalidation just made me feel really shit about myself. So when you're breaking up, there are 2 options that I can see that are great for ending a toxic relationship. One is a shit sandwich, and the other is how I broke up with that guy. So the shit sandwich looks like this. You share an appreciation, you share the shitty conversation you're wanting to have, and then you share something you value or appreciate. So if you were breaking up with a toxic guy or whoever not guy, it could be woman, it could be them, whoever it is, you say something positive, not like, you're so wonderful, but something genuine, like, I appreciate how you work so hard and provide for the family. It really takes off a lot of pressure in my life, and I really value just how hard you work. So it's genuine. And then you can say, I can see things are going really wrong in our relationship. And I can see, the way that you've been speaking with me is that I am always wrong. And that must be awful for you to be with somebody who you feel just gets it wrong all the time. And you've shared with me that it's 100% my issue. And I really get that. And I don't feel that you should be with somebody that you dislike that much, that makes that level of, causes that level of issue for you. So you can use their criticism, contempt, attack, and just say you fully agree they don't deserve to be with somebody like that. So instead of defending or justifying or like internalizing and telling them, no, what you're saying about me is not true, just say, wow, I can really hear how you feel, that everything that's going wrong in the relationship is 100% me. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be with somebody who you are happy to be with, who you feel is right, who you feel is wonderful. And so, and I want the same too. I want to be with somebody who is there for me when I am hurting, who loves me for who I am, who, when I share something, responds with care, who listens to the things that I'm upset by and really validates me. And those things don't matter to you. And so I don't want to be with that. I want to be with somebody who really cares. So I think it really sounds like, I can see how our lifestyles have separated, and I can see the things that you value. You value the freedom that you have to be able to go out. You value the big parties, and I'm not into that anymore like I was. And so it just seems that it's more honoring for both of us to separate, where I am around somebody who sees me as a gift and you're around somebody that you really enjoy, and that's not happening anymore. So it's not an attack of listing all their faults. You're not talking about their faults at all. You're talking about what they perceive you to be as somebody bad and wrong, and you're talking about what you need. You need somebody who's empathetic. You need somebody who values what you share and who cares about you and who really wants the best for you. So it's not at all going, you're doing this, you're wrong, you're bad, I don't like this. It's about what they perceive in you and what you want, what you need to be able to thrive in the relationship. And then share something good that you value about them. I really appreciate that you have given me a beautiful daughter or a wonderful son or whatever it might be in our relationship. And I'm so grateful. And, we're going to need to co-parent in a way that honors each other. And let's commit to both sharing the good about each other, because the child is 50% both of us. And they have both of us there. And let's both be the best parents we can be to the kid that we have. So that the shift is into an honoring space where we're going to both find ways to get our needs met. Then it's an honoring way. So that's one way to end a relationship. And I want to share another way that I have done. So the guy who I shared, who pointed out insulted me in 5 different ways in one day. I was working as a therapist, seeing 90 clients a week in group and individual therapy. It was a really intense job and I was shattered. And he was not working. So I would come home and find him lying in front of the TV, bed unmade, house a mess, all the cutlery and crockery out all day, him not doing a thing, and then expecting me to go and shop and cook when I came home and tidy everything. And it was just not working for me, because he also would criticize where I was getting it wrong when I was doing everything. So I said to him, I went to sleep and I just kind of asked my intuition, if this is wrong, when I wake up, tell me the words to say. So I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I heard the words. And then I woke him up at 6 before I went to work, and I had the words. I want to be with somebody who says I love you every day. I didn't feel loved growing up, and I'm not going to spend my adulthood not feeling loved. I want to be with somebody who says I love you. 2, I want to be with somebody who sees that I'm beautiful. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but there have been guys who look at me and I can just see that they find me so beautiful. And I want somebody who tells me that to them I'm beautiful. And number 3, I want to be in an equal relationship. I'm totally okay with me working and bringing in the money, but then you are not just lying around watching TV. You're actually tidying. I'm coming home to a cooked meal, and it's equal, where I am feeling like what I'm giving is being valued, and you're also thinking about valuing me. So out of these 3 things of telling me that you love me, telling me I'm beautiful, and it being equal, which of these can you give me? And he said, I can't give you any of them. And I said, that's completely okay. Thanks for being honest. So let's just transition into being a friend. And so that was that. That was on the Tuesday. And literally straight away, the call centers for the travel agency opened at 7:30. I phoned, I booked the flight back for him. I paid for it. And that was the Tuesday. He left on the Friday. We had fabulous breakup sex and he was gone. But it meant for me that it was just a simple transition. And here's the thing, I did see him online with a new relationship, and he constantly told her she was beautiful. So it was just that he didn't find me beautiful. And there have been other guys who've looked at me and said, "You're the most beautiful woman in the world." To them, I was. And that's who I want to be around. I'm not beautiful to everybody, and that's totally okay. But the guy who, or the woman, or whoever I'm with, I want them to see me and think that I'm beautiful. And you want to wake up smiling into somebody, and them, their eyes waking up and being delighted to see you. So those are two ways that I've found are healthier ways of breaking up with somebody that avoid a massive, big, storming argument. I want you to remember that when you're breaking up with somebody, you're breaking up with them because something isn't working. Often when that happens, especially if the person is toxic, they're going to start to love bomb you. They're going to buy expensive things. They're going to tell you how much they love you. But it's just to reel you back in. What you want to do for your own sake, not what you're going to share with them, is you want to write out the things that they've done that are toxic. They gaslight you. They put you down. They criticize you. They're not there when you're upset. They abandon you at core moments that you really needed them. They criticize you. They are socially nice to you, but then when they get home, they're abusive to you. So you want to write down all of those, put them in a note in the phone, or email them to you so you can look at them in that love bombing moment and remember, this is not healthy for me. So that you are met. If there are somebody who has the capacity to work through issues, then I would recommend counseling so that you can learn to communicate. But if there's somebody who is stonewalling, filled with contempt for you, always making you wrong, putting you down, not seeing your good, there is nothing healthy in being with them. And it's going to change who you are so that you don't like yourself. It's going to change your personality and crush you where you lose your sense of self. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to stay in a toxic, abusive relationship where you are always demoralized and put down. You deserve better than that. So write down all the things that you do, and you are not going to tell them these things, because if you tell them those things, they are going to throw them in your face and make it all about you and crush your self-esteem even more. Those things are to remind you of of why you don't want to be together. And then you want to write down a list for yourself of how you want to be treated, who you want to be with, how it feels to be loved, so that you have a vision of what you're stepping towards. Because when you're ending a relationship and losing everything, it feels devastating, especially if you've had decades together. So you want to write down, what is the vision for my life? What are the things that I love doing? What do I want to be surrounded by? What sort of relationship do I want with my friends and my children? You might not have, because you've been in a toxic relationship. When you're in a toxic relationship, it becomes isolating. You stop communicating with friends. So you want to write down, what are the friendships that you would create, new friendships that are loving and wonderful. What sort of work would you love to do that when you have recovered and you're able to work and you've grown your self-esteem? What hobbies would you like to create? How would you like to feel about yourself? What are the things that are waking you up to you so that you feel great about yourself? So that in your breakup, you have the list of the things that you are done with. You're not going to be treated like this anymore. And you have the dream that you're working towards. And I want you to fire up and look at the core moments in your life where you have gone through huge transitions and seen your strengths. And I want you to write down the top 3 moments that have been transitions in your life and what inside of yourself it took to get through those moments, so you can be reminded of your inner strength, your resilience, your fortitude, your creativity, your capacity to find yourself in weird places, and yet you got out of it and you created a life, so that you know that you can do that again, and you remember the strength and capacity that you have. So you are focusing on the strengths that you have. You are capable of doing this. You're capable of creating a new life. You've got so much life ahead of you to create with new friends, your family, and to design a life that you utterly love, where you're around people who value you, who cherish you, who care for you. I am sending you so much love. I believe in you. And I just want to remind you, going into a breakup conversation, you don't want to flood the person with all that's wrong with them. If they start to attack you with all that's wrong with you, you can say, I so agree with you. I can see what you're saying, that you don't, I agree that that's your perception. You're not saying it's true about you. I so agree that that's what you think. I so agree that that's how you feel about me. And I don't want to be with somebody who feels that about me. So I think it's best that we separate, because I want to be with somebody who sees my good. So there's no argument. There's no, you've done this. Yeah, I hear that's what you think about me. And I want to be with somebody who sees my good, who cares about what I feel, who loves me, who is there in core moments with me. And I know that, I hear how little you value me, and we both you need to be with somebody that you value and who you feel gets it right for you. And I need somebody who wants to be with me and loves me for who I am. So it's totally okay that we move on and we separate, so that you are free to find who you love, and I'm free to be with somebody who really values and appreciates me. So that it's just simple. There's no argument. There's no stress in this. It's just clear. This is different. This is how we see differently, and it's okay to move on. All right, beautiful soul. I'm sending you love. I care for you, and I believe in you. And I want you to know you're going to create an incredible life. Before the breakup, I want you to write out all the goodness in you, so that if somebody trashes who you are in your heart, I want you to hold on the goodness inside of you, your humor, your strength, your resilience, your capacity to grow, your willingness to learn, your incredible ability to look at yourself and go, gosh, that isn't okay, and I want to learn to do better. Your willingness to learn how to respond emotionally, to focus on becoming the best person that you can be, to growing yourself as a mother, to apologizing. There are so many brilliant qualities in you, and I want you to write them all down, and I want you to write out the life that you're going to create, and why you want to break up with this person who's toxic towards you, so that you go in not wavering and really clear that you are creating a life. And anything that happens now where things are difficult or challenging, you can go, oh, that's a sign that I'm on the right track and leaving. That's good. You don't need to get really upset by it. You just like, oh, that's a reconfirmation that I'm on the right track and leaving. So that instead of getting triggered and heightened, you can smile into yourself, smile into your dreams, smile into who you're becoming, so that it's not all about an argument and a conflict of why they're bad and wrong. It's just like, I'm creating a life that is honoring for me, and I'm stepping into a beautiful future, and able to walk out of this relationship with dignity and strength. And along the way, you might get it wrong. I don't want you to shame yourself. I want you to just go, okay, this is how I want to speak and be going forward. All right, I'm sending you love.